Hi, Facebook friends. Today is November 1st, so I hope you had a wonderful Halloween and have a very happy holiday coming up. I'm going to be extremely busy, and so I won't be on Facebook very much, but that's a good thing. We have to pay our bills, right? But I want to tell you very quickly about several things. I had a great meeting this morning with a person from Japan, in Japan, and these things are fabulous. The sound was wonderful, and the visual was great. And I did notice she did tell me I'm extremely patient because the language was perfect. But I noticed as though they require, and I didn't know this, a lot of hand motion. And they think that you sometimes will understand what they're saying and this, all this. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know they did that so much. There's a lot of hand language involved. I know it's like that with Italians and Jews and Spanish, and I'm African American, but I'm a little surprised about that. But it was very a fruitful meeting. I look forward to a lot of work with them. And so the other thing is that you can see probably, I don't know, but this top I have on, in our world, that's in our country, that's perfect. And a lot of our blouses are lower than that, and the tops of our breasts show, and it's just normal. We're just like, I think this thing where it's cultural. And if I were in Africa, I would love to just go without anything at all. And I was so flat until I was 12, until I practically did. But so a lot of what I have the freedom at the top. And so I went to find something that I knew came as far up as this does. This size 4 jumpsuit. I hadn't worn it before. And I squeezed into it. I'm a size 4, but if I just eat a celery stuck, it's going to be too big. It's going to be too small. So I have to stay on course. Okay. I'm doing the vegetable smoothie in the morning, really nice lunch, and a vegetable smoothie about 5:30, and then maybe banana and some milk and some nuts or something in the afternoon. And that'll keep me straight. But what I really want to talk about very quickly is this concept that has to do, it's a psychosocial development concept. And one of the great guys that had the best theory was Erickson. There were a lot of stage theorists about emotional and cognitive development. This was one of the great ones. His went a little bit further, in my opinion, than did Piaget. But he stated that when you're around my age, and I'm 63, you sometimes you have an option about how you're going to proceed. A lot of us have raised our kids already, at least they're adults. And so in my case, my kids are really adults. I have two. My son and my daughter are adults, and my grandchildren are adults, except for one. One's turning 20, and the last one is 10. I have great grandchildren, even right now. Ooh, some wonderful babies. Hi, Rain, and Marley, and Nolan, and King, and we got another one coming. I know the gender, I know the name, but I'm not telling it. So, anyway, uh, this thing here. But anyway, so we have an event coming up in November. It's a really wonderful big event, and there are going to be people there who I don't affiliate with closely, over time. And I was feeling a little apprehensive about dealing with that. But it's such a special event until I had to really have some great conversations with myself and make some really big decisions that were emotionally advantageous in a sense. My emotional intellect was stretched, and that's not a bad thing. So, one of the things that Erickson believed is that the myelin, there's a myelination that happens in our brains where our gray matter is just really, the neurotransmitters and things that are in there, they're just really pumping there, multiplying exponentially. Okay. It slows down when you're 21, it doesn't stop. That's the thing. So, and one of the things that's important about them is that they will slough off those cells that are not keen. that are not the best, that are not of the highest quality. So we keep that from being a problem for us by staying stimulated, by working and studying and always learning something. So the thing that I liked too about that age was that there was Bronfenbrenner, and Bronfenbrenner. What I liked about his theory, development theory, social development theory, is that he believed that we can learn very complex and abstract concepts relatively relative to our chronological development from babies and newborns until the day that we die. And I love that idea. So I just had an emotional, intellectual growth spurt. I decided, well, I am an introvert and I admit that. It's okay. Don't like crowds. When I'm in a crowd, if the conversation and information dissemination exchange happens to be very highly uh, stimulating, I'm happy. And if the music's great and the conversation's good, I'm happy. When the mood changes and the conversations become controversial, whether it's about politics or whether it's about religion or social, I feel a strong tendency to leave. And so I do. I don't make excuses. I simply say, I'll deal with you later. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night and see you another time. So I figured, well, you know what? I'll deal with this based on who I am mostly. Not so much about my support for this other really wonderful and deserving person for whom the event will be being done. And so my plan was to just show up, show my support, and escape. But it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. Something wasn't right about it. So I had those deep and honest conversations with myself. And I said, well, you're a demure person. You're sophisticated. You don't take your sophistication off and leave it at home when you go somewhere. If someone behaves in a manner that's unbecoming or controversial or aggravating or disturbing, you stay focused. You stay focused and on task. You can either teach or learn something or both under those certain circumstances that are uncomfortable. I don't do discomfort very much. I don't even have to. I choose not to. But sometimes we do have to step out of our comfort zones in order to grow, step out of our skins in order to grow. And I feel as though in this particular situation, it's going to be just perfect. The place where we will be such. See, I want to explore. I know the place. I love it there. It's not a big deal. It's not it's expensive. It's not huge. It's small, and it's wonderful. So, but I would have created a scenario where the major person who's supposed to be celebrating would have had to delegate and allocate time separately for me, which was unfair. So I had an epiphany. Why don't you just go and have a good time? Nobody's going to hurt you. If they behave in an unbecoming manner, that has nothing to do with you. I grew. My emotional intelligence was challenged, and I grew to the stepped up to the plate with myself. And so I'm so happy for that. Sometimes it happens. It happens in all of our lives, and you can feel it. You can literally feel the growth. So I'm happy about that, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So if you have those situations that you can discuss and you want to share, please do. Love you guys. Have a fantastic holiday. Talk to you guys. Bye.